That's nice.
What happened, man?
There we go. That was a general warning. That was not safe for work.
Well,
and this is going to be a not safe for work show.
Welcome to Modern Art Blitz. I'm still learning. I'm Matt Gleason. I'm your host. And what happened to my head? Okay. So, I'm Matt Gleason. I'm your host. This is Modern Art Blitz. And my lovely co-host is Lisa Derrick.
Hi, Matt.
How you doing?
Good.
So, how was your week?
My week was really freaking awesome.
Well, we both worked an art fair at the convention center this week, so
it was the LA Art Show.
It was an art fair, and we worked it, and now
we're here.
We're done. Wasn't that nice?
Well, you know, the word on the street, on the art street, is that the art market is actually taken a dip by 5%. Woo. And that the art bubble may not have broken, but it's definitely going downwards.
What has led to this dip, Lisa?
Well, you can say that the lower price of oil, we get lots of cheap gas, but the big oil buying moguls, can you not hear me?
Just keep talking.
Just keep talking. The oil moguls are not able to have all that liquidity to buy art. And then there's China.
Wait a minute. The oil barons, the oil sheiks, they're not the only people who buy art. I'm wondering about your economic theory here.
Well, if I'm spending less money on gas, I'm going to have more money personally to spend on art. So I think this actually benefits domestic collectors like me, like you, like many people in our audience.
So what's the 5% dip?
The 5% dip is from the auction houses, Sotheby's, Christie's, the big money, the blue chip, Picasso, Gerhard Richter. They're not bringing in as much money. There's been a 5% dip in sales at auction. So it's
fuck the big boys. That's my attitude.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a great show tonight.
Who's on it?
Well, we have a painter who's also a porn actress. We're going to find out if she's retired or not. Not by demonstration, don't worry. Oriana Small.
Who I showed at your gallery.
Yes, she was in the show you curated at Coagula Curatorial.
Called Two Johns and a Whore.
Two Johns and a Whore. It was January of 2013.
14, 2 years ago.
Fly by. I can't keep track anymore.
So we're going to have Oriana.
Yeah. But we have Donald Fodness is visiting from Denver.
Excellent.
And I had to get him on the show because when you're a visiting artist, you know, he's going to be here now. He's not going to be here next week. You know, John Waters, I interviewed him once, and he said the best thing about being not living in Hollywood was the fact that he would fly in, and you either made the deal or you didn't make the deal, but you knew whether you were going to make the deal, and it wasn't one of these situations where, oh, I'll see you next week, let's have lunch, and a year later, hey, let's have lunch, and then 2 years later, oh, let's play tennis sometime, and you never get the deal done. It's like, look, I'm here now, and let's do the deal.
And so Don is here to do the deal here on Modern Art Blitz.
Well, without further ado, this man is a fabulous artist from Denver, Colorado. He shows at prestigious galleries and other institutions in the, I want to say, it's not even the Pacific Northwest, in the Rocky Mountain region. I guess that's where we'll get a clarification on the nomenclature of that part of the country. But ladies and gentlemen, a great artist, Donald Fodness. Hey, man. Welcome to Modern Art Blitz.
Thanks for having me on.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Hey.
Making the deal.
Yeah. So how long you in town for?
Until Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad we got you on. So, and you just got here. It's Sunday now, but you've been here
A day.
and you got sunburned at the beach, I heard.
I did. Do I look like it?
Yeah.
You look great.
Yeah. So, so Don, you know, I mean, we've had mostly LA artists here, so let's get to know you. When and where are you from?
I'm from Denver, Colorado. I was born in Minnesota on a farm, and then lived in Denver, lived in Illinois, lived in Phoenix, Salt Lake City for a while, mostly Midwest, West, and back in Denver again.
Wow. So. Okay, and so when exactly did you, when did you start making art? Was there a big moment when you realized I'm an artist?
Well, I think you're supposed to not say that you've been making art since you were a kid, but I think it's been kind of continuous.
Did you ever have an exhibition at the Magnetic Refrigerator Gallery?
No, I didn't. My parents had too many kids to care about putting up all the art on the refrigerator.
That probably helps.
When I was in high school, right after I graduated high school, I didn't think I could go to college, so I worked in a foundry, and so I really started getting interested in art by working in bronze casting foundries. And I did that for a little while and realized I don't really want to do that for the rest of my life because my skin started turning green from all the copper in it.
Wow.
And so
My hair started turning blue, but it was just dye. So I can kind of I can't relate at all. I cannot relate to. I can't relate.
So were you able to go to college after working in the foundries?
Yeah, I started going to school part-time and ended up really loving art history classes and I got my undergraduate degree in art history. And then I went to graduate school for painting. That's what brought me back to Colorado.
Where'd you go to grad school?
CU Boulder.
CU Boulder. CU Boulder.
See you later.
That's right.
I called you a rockhead. I called you a lunkhead. CU Boulder. Oh, boy. It's getting pretty bad here. Sorry. So tell us, I mean, your art, are we looking at lowbrow art here? Are we looking at, do you consider yourself a surrealist? Is there a neat and tidy, I want to fit you into a neat and tidy box. Am I going to be able to?
I don't think so. I think I'm really interested in complexity in general. I thought you might ask something like that because of a couple of other guests you've had on recently. And I definitely...
Were they too neat and tidy for your taste?
Maybe too neat and tidy for me to try to categorize for myself. I'm interested in surrealism historically. I don't really call myself a surrealist, or I don't say that my work is surrealist. And I also don't really think that my work would be classified lowbrow. I like to kind of be in between and outside on the edges of things. And I like art to have something that you experience first and then try to attach names and words to after you experience it. But my work definitely has kind of low culture connotations with the cartoons and that kind of stuff. But I also think that it has a kind of folkiness. Like I said, I grew up on a farm, or spent a lot of my time on a farm as a kid, and and fairly kind of rural or environments outside of mainstream art world centers like LA and New York. And so I think the art that I was experiencing as a kid was more like folk art, and so I kind of pull in some of this like junk aesthetic and that kind of stuff. My dad had a lot of junk machinery out on his farm, and the kind of things that he was showing me as a kid was like welded kind of folk muffler men and that kind of stuff.
The muffler men. Yep. You gotta love the muffler men. So when you look at like outsider art, you're an insider. Having an art history degree and stuff. Do you feel that is there any denigration of the authenticity of like outsider art from somebody who has completely self-taught artists to kind of come in as a professional in the field, so to speak? I mean, do you feel like maybe an interloper at all?
I feel like I'm outside a lot of different things. I don't necessarily classify myself as an outsider artist. I know I'm aware of my education, and I think I draw from my interest in outsider art or folk art and that kind of stuff. But I going back to the classification again, like I have a hard time classifying myself as anything. I think in a way, living in Denver, I feel like an outsider, especially outside major art world markets like I said, LA and New York. Like maybe how artists in LA in the 60s and 70s thought of themselves in relation to New York, the Ferris kind of stuff.
Okay, so you're working in Denver, which nobody's paying attention to. I mean, to be candid, not that it's
exactly.
no denigration there.
I feel the same
it's a
way.
fact.
Yeah.
And maybe people in Denver complain about, but there's probably advantages to that as an artist, right?
Right. I feel like there's a lot of freedom because of that, and there's not a lot of pressure. But I think artists kind of express frustration, like you reach a certain point within your insular community and then nobody's paying attention to it, so it's kind of hard to grow outside of that, and that's, I think that's a truthful kind of thing. Denver as a culture and community is changing a lot recently with the legal weed. I think people are starting to pay attention to it a little bit more nationally.
Legal weed, whoa, wait. Has it changed Colorado? You've been there a while now. it's been legal a year and a half, and what's changed?
Well, a lot of people in Colorado enjoy weed and craft beers and that kind of stuff. So I think that there's always been this, it's always been there, and
but now it's out in the open.
I think it's out in the open.
The cops are smoking it on the
yeah,
street, I heard.
or the cops
right?
don't care.
The cops don't care.
Has it become a tourist destination?
Yeah, there's weed tourism.
So there's
people-
weed
yeah.
tourism. And do you think that that's going to expand the arts community and draw more attention to it?
I don't know for sure, but I do know, so like related to that topic somehow, and to the question you just asked, what I do notice happening, and I think a lot of artists feel this happening, is people are moving to Denver. I think part of it has to do with the marijuana industry, but we had a huge population growth last year, like 200,000 people moved to a fairly small city. And
Wow,
yeah.
wait, why last year? It couldn't have just been the dope.
Well, it could be oil possibly, but I think a lot of it was the weed industry. It's like
Wow, 200,000 people in 1 year?
Wow.
yeah. So what's
I
happening?
mean, that's
is,
more people than are in the art world. Let's be clear about
Yeah.
that.
So what's happening though is rent has gone up a lot. Like there's stories of landlords raising the rent $1,000 a month, which is basically kicking people out.
Okay.
And warehouses, because everybody's growing weed in the warehouses. The warehouse is all bought out by the marijuana industry. So artists are kind of feeling squeezed out a little bit.
So where do you show in Denver?
I show at.
Are you represented?
I'm not currently represented, but I'm having a show coming up at David B. Smith Gallery.
Oh wow, that's a big deal gallery,
Yeah,
right?
that's my favorite gallery in Denver, and I think the Denver Post writer recently called it the art gallery of the day.
Okay, so this is the era, the David B. Smith era in Denver, yeah. And no, I met you. I went out to do a little talk at Redline Gallery, and that's an artist residency program out in Denver.
Yeah.
And you've worked with them recently, yeah?
Yep, I recently co-curated a show with Jeffrey Shamos called The Jokes of Nature, and that show was all based around the idea of the grotesque in contemporary art. And it was a very large show, and it was recently written up in the Creators Project.
Right.
So the grotesque is something that I have an intellectual interest in. It was something that I consider my own work to come from a kind of place of the grotesque. But this was more of kind of a extension of a thesis in ways about my own work and ways to kind of show a context of other artists that are interested in it. And Jeffrey also is interested in the grotesque. He's a art historian that.
Can you make a grotesque face for us at least? Wait, do it again. Okay. Most people are like, no, I'm a serious artist.
Yeah.
But you don't live in LA. You have the freedom. I think you just displayed the freedom, right? Right? You can do that. You don't have to worry about everybody in LA going, oh, dude, that wasn't cool. You know.
When you were in Denver, did you go to the Clifford Still Museum?
Oh, I did.
You had recommended to me to go. So.
And did you go?
Oh, I loved it.
We both went. Wait, did you go?
I do go often. I'm out here in LA visiting with my girlfriend Daisy, and Daisy and I both like to go to the Clifford Still Museum. And
one of the great architectural spaces I personally have ever set foot in. Now, tell the story about why is the Clifford Still. I don't even know if Clifford Still ever even visited Denver. He had no really association with Denver. Clifford Still was a great abstract painter. Why is there a Clifford Still Museum in Denver?
I don't know all the exact details, but I think it has to do with a few different cities were bidding on the rights or the opportunity to have the Clifford Still collection in their city, and Denver bid the right amount and got that in it.
Well, I know this. I thought you knew. Okay, now I get to tell a story. Okay. Clifford Still was basically, his will said, whoever wants all my art can have it. All they have to do is build a museum in my honor, and no other art from any artist can ever be shown there, ever. Only my art. If you get it all, you can only show it. So they built a great space for him and his art, and there's a lot of it. He was really prolific. So you go to the Denver, you see the Clifford Still Museum. I think the way it functions is it's next to the Denver Museum of Art.
Denver Art Museum.
Yeah, and so the dam, right?
Yep.
Damn, like
Damn.
you hit your thumb with a hammer.
Or like
damn,
damn, it's good.
Damn, it's good. Have you ever been there and said something? Damn, it's something else.
I actually really enjoy the Denver Art Museum.
Yeah,
So.
I was impressed with my
lovely.
visit. Yeah, I think what it is DAM can borrow a Clifford Still to lend to somebody else, so that DAM actually gets some good art from other museums. Like there's a good exchange because they have access to these Clifford Stills from the Clifford Still Museum. So
Yeah, it seems like there's some kind of a relationship there.
yeah, there's like a loophole. So basically, Denver was the city that finally said, okay, Clifford Still, we'll build you a museum.
Yeah, Denver won the bid for it, and on the topic of the Denver, or on the Denver kind of having the Clifford Still collection there, one of the pieces that are on the background here is a piece of mine that I did where I painted a Clifford Still painting or a knockoff in the trunk of a car. And
Which one is it? Let's figure this out. Can I do it next?
that actually
Whoop, was
could,
that-
That's
there
it. There it is.
So that could kind of relate to your question about the low too. So this piece is called Geode with Lichen Growth.
Okay.
And you know the idea of a geode is something that contains its beauty within something that's kind of dirty and dusty and gray. So this is kind of a cultural geode in a way. It's got fake fur, automotive parts, and art, which is the beauty. And Clifford Still was also someone who held his artwork inside. He would show it to people, and then he would hold it up and not show it to anybody. And so it's also like this very masculine thing. This like the AbX movement had this kind of like hyper masculinity of the art world at this time.
Hyper masculinity. You basically mean macho.
Macho, very macho.
Okay. You got your degree. You can talk. I'm not anti-intellectual. This show, Modern Art Blitz, is not anti-intellect. I have an intellectual giant here, Lisa Derrick. So this is not an anti-intellectual show. We might be anti-academic.
But we're not anti-intellectual. This does definitely reflect the museum, because his museum doesn't really, it's only in Denver, and you can only see this amazing artwork
Who's texting you?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I turned it off.
I turned my cell phone off in the green room.
I thought I had turned mine off.
Yeah, you did too. See, I think, party foul.
Oh, I'm a bad girl.
Uh-oh.
Oriana will take care of me later.
Oh, no. So where do you think the Denver art scene is in relationship to, like, you have hyper growth, but artists are getting priced out of the market?
I actually have
Do you have a crystal ball for us?
I don't have a crystal ball for you, but what I do say is I really like the community of the Denver art scene there. I think there's a lot of potential for growth. I think there's new artists moving into town all the time. I think one thing that I would like to see happen in Denver from now on to the future is more, and I think this could probably apply anywhere. It sounds like you both kind of alluded to this earlier in this intro, is more collectors buying and supporting artists.
Locally.
Yeah.
Or up-and-coming artists, emerging artists, I think is the correct term. But I love being able to buy something for under the mid four figures or under four figures.
If it isn't $10,000, to me, it's not even art. Okay, just kidding. Just kidding. So what's next for you?
What's next for me? Like I said, I have a show coming up at David B. Smith Gallery in the Project Room.
And anything else?
Actually, I don't have anything else except for today. I do find out I was recently in New American Paintings, and I was
New American Paintings magazine.
The magazine, and I was mentioned as a noteworthy artist, and they took all the noteworthy artists from all the different regions, and they entered them into this Reader's Choice poll, and the announcement of who won the Reader's Choice poll will come out today. Actually, I think so. Yeah.
Stop! Get on the internet!
Can someone get on the internet?
Give me this thing here. Where's the Google? Okay. So you might be in a big show, and are you doing any curating?
Oh yeah. Daisy and I are both jurying.
Who's Daisy?
Daisy's my girlfriend.
Daisy's your girlfriend.
Yes.
His beautiful girlfriend.
Daisy McGowan, beautiful girlfriend.
Okay.
She's a curator and director of the Gallery of Contemporary Art and the University Galleries at the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs, and she and I are both jurying an exhibition on drawing at Redline this summer.
Oh, at Redline. Oh, great. Well, Redline is
Denver.
what a great program. Like I said, I was very impressed by that, and I think it's a model for nonprofits, around the country. So, who's texting you now?
No, I'm
Are you
checking.
serious?
You're teasing me?
Oh,
what if
no
it was
phones!
good? What if it was good news?
What if it was good? Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I thought you were Googling where to get a pizza or something.
No.
Well, yeah, but then what are you going to break? What if it's not
Well,
good? Are you gonna
I have
break,
to.
you know,
Well,
necktie?
we can wait until later.
Okay, so, Dawn, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Likewise.
I'm
It's
a big
been
fan of your
awesome.
art. I'm digging. What's going on with this pink here? Wait, before you go, you got to tell us what's going on with the pink here.
So a lot of my installations. This is look at that giant cock right there.
What's that?
A giant.
There's a giant dildo going in the gas tank of the motorcycle.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh. Don't lean over too. Now it's going into.
A lot of my installations are self-lit from within, so I use a lot of neon lights and that kind of stuff. And I paint the walls too, so it looks like this kind of glowing pink color to create this ambiance in the environment. It's almost like the green screen here, which everyone else out there
Nobody
can't
else can see.
the beauty of this, but it's kind of like that.
Wow. And what's the title?
That title is called "Creeping from the Woodwork."
Creeping from the Woodwork.
Yeah, it's a scene of a motorcycle accident crashing into a pig, or a motorcycle rider crashing into a pig, and is ripping his guts open.
Motorcycle accident crashing into a pig.
Yeah, see the pig? He's got a hammer.
Oh, yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
screaming with this like psychedelic
yeah.
mouth.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh,
his
my
guts
God.
are being ripped open out of the saddlebag, which is a purse. So that's like the biker's masculine purse, but it's got a Murakami print on the Louis Vuitton purse,
Right. Wow.
and there's like some historical references.
Love that. It's beautiful.
Hey, so and this is an installation, right?
Yes.
Sculptural. So you could you recreate this if you needed to?
No, all my installations are temporal.
All of your installations are temporal.
Wow.
Did you learn that in school?
I learned the word ephemeral in school.
Oh.
But if someone wanted to buy the entire installation and install it in their
Too bad.
grotto,
It had a lifespan, according to Duchamp.
Yep.
Right?
They can buy my drawings.
okay.
There you go. Oh, so this is the Lost Leader.
Yes.
Yes. Ooh, it made a great installation. You can buy the drawings. You want to buy the drawings?
Clever.
All right. Clever. That's art theory. Okay. So, Don, we had a great time with you.
Likewise.
You are, for an academic, you're pretty well spoken. Just kidding.
You're really down to earth
Actually, I'm
and
not an
super.
academic anymore. I haven't taught in a year.
Wow.
You haven't taught in a year?
No.
Are kids these days dumber than they used to be?
I have no idea what kids are like these days.
Well, you were teaching.
He hasn't taught in
I
a
haven't
year.
taught
It's
in a year.
changed.
Oh, you haven't taught in a year? You've forgotten?
Yeah.
So, have you been walking the streets, just pushing a shopping cart? Help me out here.
Sculpting.
Sculpting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rock
I
on.
sculpt mannequins part-time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you put nipples on them?
Not often.
Not often.
No.
Okay. Wow. You made the guys in the control room laugh. All right. Well, hey, man, it was
likewise.
Great having you on the show. Thanks
Thank you.
again, and good luck, and enjoy LA while you're here.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Wow. Donald Fodness. And what do you think?
I think he's awesome.
I think we have to get to Denver sometime. We'll have to take the whole green screen with us.
Can we
and-
do
and
that?
head
Can
to
we have a
Denver.
green screen in a VW van?
Does Denver have a Chinatown? Hey, wait,
Yes.
turn to the camera. Look, you gotta look at the camera.
But I'm.
I hired you for your good looks. I got the brains for free.
But I don't. But it's weird to look at myself. I'm kind of self-conscious, and like when I talk to
you gotta
people,
look at the camera.
I gotta look at the
Look
camera. All right, I'll practice. I'll practice more at home looking at the camera.
So, and now they're gonna play "Change the Microphone." While the guests change the microphone.
Microphone.
Lisa and I. So you did have fun at the art fair, yeah?
I did have a
got the
lot.
microphone on? Okay.
I had a lot of fun at the art fair. I think my favorite thing was it. When you're at the art fair, if you pretend it's a museum and you're just looking to absorb all this different art, and I saw Monet, Van Gogh, Norman Rockwell, well, whatever, but
God, one of these things is not like the other.
you know who collects a lot of Norman Rockwell?
Steven
Spielberg.
Wow.
That's so creepy. That's kind of creepy to me. Because it's like this total
it's too
kitchification.
sickly sweet, so.
Exactly.
Our next guest is an internationally renowned porn actress and an exciting and innovative painter.
And she's also an author.
An author, a published author, but not on Kindle, and we'll hear why in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm applause from your internet home computer to Oriana Small. Hi, Oriana.
Hi, Oriana.
Welcome to Modern Art Blitz.
Hi.
We are floating amidst your paintings.
I love the one
my
that's behind you. It reminds me of Marie Laveau.
Who is that a painting of behind you? With the pink face.
That's just some lady out of my imagination.
Oh wow! So you
Yeah.
paint from you paint from your imagination. You paint from reality.
I'm worse at painting from reality.
What do you mean worse?
Worse. It means not as good as.
Not as good as.
Oh, wow.
There's some
These
more.
are beautiful,
Oh, yeah.
Oriana.
You've got an expressionistic touch. Now, do you have any particular influences?
I just. I don't know. I don't.
What art do you like? Would you go to museums a lot? I mean, what painters do you like to look at the museums?
I just fall in love with color. I just love painting.
So it's not the names of the painters. It's the actual.
I love all painters. I love
all painters.
I do.
Thomas Kincaid, even?
Yeah, I love.
You can appreciate-
I love painters.
You love all painters.
I've always wanted to be a painter, and
Do you consider it a brave act in a world gone mad? Is that it?
It makes me so. It feels so sensitive, and it makes me just feel so good. And I don't know. I just
You
like I
enjoy
could
it?
cry like when I paint.
Wow.
No, and your paintings are beautiful, and they're very, very bold and evocative. I curated you into a show 2 years ago at Coagula called Two Johns and a Whore, and your piece was so it was a portrait of a woman you'd worked with.
Oh no,
Or
it was
a
just a
woman-
magazine.
It was just a magazine?
It was a girl in a magazine, and I loved her hair so much. I just
It was this
drew.
great blonde 80s hair, and it just worked. It worked beautifully.
I read a lot of magazines because I don't know. I'm a time waster. I have like no problem wasting time.
You're really good at procrastinating.
I'm so good at wasting time. I'm a shit shooter. I'm a time waster.
But you're still a very prolific painter. I mean, look at all of those.
We turned we have a room that was going to be a guest room, and now
It's your
just
studio.
Now it's a studio. It's like the carpet's ruined with paint splatters.
Good for you.
The sink's ruined with chemical stains and.
And you
Yeah.
paint primarily now in oils.
I'm really trying my best, but yeah, I don't smell the chemicals. To me, they smell kind of good, and then I get really sick afterwards. But
Now, this is a self-portrait of you, correct?
that's on the cover of my book. Yeah.
And there we go. Now we disappeared, but don't worry,
We're
back. Hey, so and tell us about the book.
So when I turned 20, I started doing porn, and I wrote a memoir about it. My book is called Girlvert, a porno memoir. Girlvert is like this made-up word. It's the name of this series that I did, and it was like 6 years of my life, the gnarliest 6 years, and so I just wrote the gnarliest parts of those 6 years, like the good parts, the parts you want to read, at least for me, because like I'm like really anti-glamour. I hate bragging. I hate red carpets. There's so many like gross. To me, the grossest things are when people are. I don't know, just.
What's
like
the grossest
like
thing?
being very like basic and like like saying really nice things about themselves. So I went the other direction with my book, and
totally gutter
and
too.
it was just the most like filthy, gutter, disgusting. But it was like a part of my life that I was like so afraid that I would forget about, because it was like mostly just filled with drugs. So I was afraid that, oh my God, what if I forget? Like, so I just wrote it down like as soon as I met my husband and I stopped doing porn. So it's like a time in my life that I'll like that's really dear to me, but it was something that's gone.
Now, have you ever been walking around the mall or something and been recognized for having appeared in the movies?
Yeah, I have. It's cool because it doesn't happen that often, and people are nice. People are really nice. They really don't. They're gentlemen, even, and they don't really know what to do when they come up and they want to say like, hey, like they can't say like I jacked off to you like so many times. They don't want to say that, like, especially like when you're out with like other people. But they do. They
like they're with their wife and they're like, honey, I jerk off to her.
Yeah, that usually it's a guy by himself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
Has it ever been like, hey, come on, honey, let's go?
Usually it's some guy by himself.
Yeah.
And he just says like something very
I
like,
enjoy your
oh,
movies.
hey, you're great. Like something really like
Innocuous.
something really just
And discreet.
discreet. Just really discreet.
Is this behind us? Is that Henry Miller?
Yeah, well, I was feeling very depressed and just had like this thing colored pencils, and so before my sleeping pills would kick in, I would just draw pictures with my colored pencils, and it would make me feel better, and then I got some antidepressants.
Oh, is that?
But yeah, I had that, this book of colored pencils or paper and colored pencils, but it would just always make me feel better.
So what are these portraits of specific people?
People. So I was reading Henry Miller, and he was like, there was a picture, like some author picture, and then that one on the old man on the other side. Right. That's Alan Simpson. I was watching the news.
Right.
He's a senator, and he's so badass. Like, if you've ever watched him on TV, he's like this. He's in his 80s, and he was giving this commentary, and I was like cracking up at everything he said. So I found a screenshot of him on the iPad, and I had to draw him because he was so cool. And then the other person on the other side is my best friend Dodd. I was just feeling lonely.
Oh.
So yeah, painting and drawing's really it's emotional for me. And doing porn was always like something kind of more like this angry thing. Like I told my dad I wanted to be a porn star when I was 13 to try to get attention, and he like barely turned around, you know. And I was like, kind of fuck the world. I'm gonna do porn, and that was so. It was more like everything I did in porn. I would try to
shock your father.
Fuck shit up. Like I wanted to wreck everything, and then painting's like the other side where I like want everything to be really beautiful. Like I don't really care who it is. I like everything that's painted. I think is beautiful, and sex to me is like let's fuck shit up.
So when you wrote Girlvert, it was on Amazon.com.
It's available on Amazon.
The book is.
Yeah.
But it's not available on Kindle, correct?
Or iBook or something.
Okay, so I can't get it electronically because?
Well, it got banned.
There's still banned books?
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
Yeah, that's kind of an accomplishment. Wow.
It is.
So the book is that extreme then? I mean, it's obviously not just about, making a movie.
No, I have my publisher is Rare Bird, and they've been trying to get the ban lifted. I don't know.
So that's all. I mean, that's all the business side of things. But do you think, is there a specific thing in the book, like a specific chapter? They said if you took out chapter 5, we'd be fine, or?
Well, I mean, obscenity is such a weird thing because my book's nonfiction. It's not an erotic novel, but there are erotic novels on
Kindle
available. You can
totally.
get a book and
But
and arouse yourself. But my book is
you changed names, right? You changed some names, right?
Oh, everybody that I like didn't say flattering things about, I changed their name, a little bit.
A little bit.
Now
But it's not like
from Jerry to Terry?
yeah, like but like in a fun way, like somebody's name is.
Oh, you can't say the name. So
yeah,
it's not funny
Like,
until you can say the name.
But that was a fun part, but yeah, it's.
So do you want to give us? Do you want us to give an example of? Do you want to give an example of something that you think might have the reason the book might have gotten banned? I mean, what are some of the things you taught? Just in case my mom's watching, what are some of the things you?
Well, it's really it's graphic. Like I describe like
Sex and drugs.
the kind of porn that I was doing was maybe like it wasn't like and scene. Okay, everybody, now go get in your robe and like
Right.
It wasn't like that. It was like 4 guys, bare mattress, like double penetrations and always come on the face. It was like kind of more
intense.
Family
it was like the
entertainment.
gross side of porn. It was like the gross.
You were extreme, and
yeah.
obviously this is still considered obscene.
I'm not really sure why. Maybe they'll lift it. Maybe they'll lift it tomorrow. I don't know, because there's plenty of things that are more obscene, but there are no like obscenity laws. There are no like how there's that green line ends and the carpet begins.
Right.
The obscenity laws are not like
They're
that.
not. There's no
it's
defined.
it's I know it when I see it. Is like the define, and I
Yeah.
guess somebody at Amazon just felt that your life
It's all
story.
like that gray carpet.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's okay. I mean,
You
it's
like,
out there.
but does the ambiguity of the porn law maybe help the porn industry? The fact that there isn't something hard and fast, like you cannot do. Are there things you cannot do in porn?
No, because if there's just, I think if there's a law, then like there's a law that you have to be 18 to do porn, and people in porn follow those laws. There's no grayness. There's no like, oh well, she's gonna be 18 by the time this movie comes out.
Oh,
there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
No, you have porn follows the law.
Yeah.
And so if there are clear laws, then that would only help the porn industry.
Right.
Okay,
And
so-
then the thing that like the fact that there aren't any like clear laws for everyone is only just to fuck with porn.
Now, I looked on IMDb under your porn name. What was your porn name?
Ashley Blue.
Ashley Blue.
Pretty
Okay.
basic. It was like they gave you one night. They were like, okay, well your first shoot's tomorrow. You better think of a name, or they're gonna put one on the box and think of it for you.
Oh,
and
no.
so you're like, where's the newspaper at? Like, fuck. It's just like, I don't know. It's got to be something, because I don't want them to call me like
Your real name.
like or like Jessica Starr. Like that would be any different, but still, it's like you feel like you want pick
ownership
your
of your
own.
name. Yeah.
So you had one night.
One night.
One night to come up with
Which
with
means when you're on coke, you have a couple hours.
They go by faster.
You're like, shit, it's daylight.
So in the book Girl Vert, you talk about the drugs, you talk about the sex, and then after the book, you start making the art. Is it really night and day?
Well, I know I've always been I've always like done like paintings, but no, I wanted to be a painter since I was like a little child, and then I just completely I just failed. I mean, I felt like a totally just running off and being a fuck up, and then I started doing porn, and went through this like total destructive phase, and I was still like making paintings. I just was, you know, I lived in my scummy apartment, and we would have like paint nights where like I still have some of those too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're horrible, but
And how has your art changed now? Now, is this? I'm trying to change to the next thing. Is this one of your favorite subjects?
that's my cat. Yeah, her name is Kitty.
And she's so sweet. She's an extreme exotic.
She's the same kind of cat as your cat,
Yeah.
Lisa.
I have Mr. Bruce. They're smush faces. They're darling.
She's a Himalayan, and I got her in 2004 when I won the Performer of the Year, which is like, imagine if the Oscars did MVP, like the sports have the MVP Player of the Year,
Yeah.
and then the Oscars have like Best Actor, like combine everything, and you've got Performer of the Year.
You were
I
Performer
won
of the
that
Year.
in 2004, and I
Wow.
got Kitty was my.
That was your
reward.
That was like the, but she's really like the
So
best
wait,
thing I got
you
that
become
year.
Porn Performer of the Year, and they give you a pussy.
No, yeah, one that worked. But no, so I got that's my.
She's beautiful.
She's my special kitty.
How many paintings have you made of her?
I've drawn. She's my muse. She's my
your muse.
Yeah.
Wow. And so when this was you said 2004?
Yeah.
So is there like a how do I describe this? Is there like a peak to your career that you can see, like based on having won that award?
Definitely.
And that award was it? Were you at your wildest then? And
The peak, okay, so yeah, my peak was for sure when I got that cat, and then I met my husband Dave.
How did you meet him?
In 2006, he shot me for Taboo magazine, which is like the hustlers version of like the bondage, magazine. Right. So I met him as a model, and then
you guys hit it off.
yeah, and then I went after him and I got him, and now we're married.
Wow.
But like a porn career doesn't really last for a woman unless I decided to really try hard, and that's not
What do you
me.
mean try hard?
Like I would have to go get some tits and some really step it up, and I just can't.
You wanted to stay natural.
Well, yeah, I mean I'm just done.
You were done.
You're a retired porn star.
Right.
Porn actress. Retired porn actress. Now why do you say porn actress and not porn star?
Because a porn star is like, to me, is like when you're like living large, and you're you're taking pictures with your phone with like fanning yourself with money, and or you're out like you're out like this, you're doing weekends, the strip club, and your name's on the marquee.
Right.
Which that is when doing the whole porn star thing, when you've got when your license plate says straight to A,
Right.
which one of my friends actually had that license plate.
Her license plate read straight to A.
Yes.
Oh dear. Yeah.
But it's funny. But then porn actress is like, well, I can do other things, but just don't expect it to be don't expect it to be great. I can barely show up to places on time. I'm not.
But you did a great job today. And
was
you know what?
late.
You show up for your painting. And I really, really like your painting. And I'm hoping that you'll be showing more.
Thank you.
So what is your favorite? You started off painting in acrylics?
I think I started out painting in with watercolors and colored pencils, and when you add the water to the colored pencil,
Right.
and acrylic, and then once I started putting so much acrylic on it, then it started to become almost like clay, like when you're
3D,
becoming,
yeah.
you're like sculpting a mountain, and then I'm like, okay, maybe I'll do oil now, and oil is is still a challenge for me. I'm still working. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying.
Are you thinking about taking any classes to get to work, like to learn more about the materials, and also to just like have to show up someplace and do it? Because it looks like you're very prolific, but there's something about instruction in actual, like, you know, sitting down, drawing, painting, that can develop certain aspects.
Yeah, that's
Basically, do you have a painting coach?
I have had offers, and I think I need to do it.
Oh,
You're right.
I mean, your stuff's great.
I love your stuff.
Sometimes avoiding instruction can be like the freest artist. Once you get like one technique that you can do well, a lot of people say, okay, the coach was fine, and now I'm just going to do the one technique. So, you know, sometimes being open and free and expressionistic, you know, you might find your great breakthrough on your own. You know, don't take my word for it though.
Now, on just over my shoulder, who's that?
Who's the guy with the beard? He looks
Yeah.
familiar.
That's Coop.
It's Coop.
I think I was having a lot of fun chasing after people and just drawing them, like, and then, you know, just taking the sketch back and you know, turning it into a painting. But that was just going after people and drawing them. That's the part of like human connection. That part's really fun.
Nice.
Like, I don't know, chasing people.
And then down underneath your chair, there's a woman in orange.
Oh, well, that was from a painting class. They told us to find stuff out of magazines, and so I found this picture of Madonna, and if you get closer to it,
You made Madonna look like Grace Kelly. Most artists could not do that. You actually pulled some off. That's an amazing feat. You know, I don't know. I'm impressed. I was impressed with your paintings. We visited you and Dave. My wife and I visited you and Dave at your house in your studio. I was impressed with your paintings.
Wow.
And they've come a long way too.
Thank you.
But now there's other paintings. I mean, these are not just all the paintings. I mean, you're very prolific. So, you know, there's a lot going on here. And do you paint every day?
I don't.
No?
I don't.
Because you're best at procrastinating, you said, right?
I watch way too much daytime television.
Oh no, Judge Judy?
But I watch it like on you know, the DVR, so I don't.
So you have no concept of real time?
I'm not even waking up on time to watch Maury. I've got some. I've got to get serious.
All right.
Your work is beautiful, so I hope to see you showing soon, seriously.
All right. Well, hey.
I'm going to be in Swenson's nude survey.
When is that? You don't know?
April Fool's Day.
April Fool's. Or I thought it was April 15th. He called April 15th April Fool's Day because
That's tax day.
Yeah, but he called that April Fool's Day.
Oh my God.
Okay. So, and where is that?
It's at some place in West Hollywood.
Okay, well.
So you're showing at some place. Well, you know, it's good to be showing at some place. We'll say that. Well, hey, you're a good sport. You're a good painter, and we have fun times. So thanks for joining us, and thanks to Donald Fodness, and thanks to my lovely co-host Lisa Derrick, and I'm Matt Gleason. I'm your host for Modern Art Blitz, and join us. And next Sunday and every Sunday live at 5 Pacific and later on YouTube internet for Modern Art Blitz! That was your cue to put the music on.
Welcome to the land of illusion.
All right.